Man. 2 weeks off. Have we ever taken 2 consecutive weeks off outside of whenever we moved?
No, I don't think so. No.
Dude, yeah, what a turn of events. And it's so funny because we got out of the mojo. I say we.
Yeah.
You.
Me, yeah.
So we're sitting here before we actually go live, and we're getting ready to go, and Miho's like, I can't hear you. He's like mouthing, I can't hear you. So I look at all my plugins and everything is exactly the same as it always is. And I was like, okay, this is weird. I might just need to like restart my computer real quick. So power down, power up. And while that's happening, I get a message from Miho that says, get back. So as soon as I get the computer pulled back up, I hop back on, and he's sitting here like this. Dude. And that is that's means that my headphones aren't plugged in, so that's why he couldn't hear me. So we're off to a great start. This is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, and I also got myself a whiskey. So
snap! Yeah. I got myself a Waterloo. We'll get into those later, though.
Yeah, but
well, hold on. Before we get into your trip, you just got back from Guatemala. Mm-hmm. I have to know 2 things before we start.
Mm-hmm.
One, do you scrape your tongue when you brush your teeth? Do you have a tongue scraper?
No, I just brush my tongue.
So you brush it, dude.
Yeah.
Get on Amazon. They're like 30 cents or 90 cents or $1.50. I don't know how much they are, but it's just like this. It looks like this.
Looks like floss almost.
No, it's metal. It's like if you were to hold these and then they were connected by like a U.
Uh-huh.
And after you brush, you just take it and you go and scrape your tongue. Dude, you don't realize how much fucking gunk and nasty. It's a game changer. Get on Amazon, get a tongue scraper.
Okay.
2.
What I guess the point is to like clean the gunk off, but if I'm brushing my tongue, because you know how like some toothbrushes have like a piece of rubber on the back of the head where you can like
think of it as like, you ever worked fast food? You worked at a pizza shop.
Yeah.
So like, at the end of the night, whenever you dump the soapy water on the floor and you scrub it, and then what do? You squeegee it. This is the squeegee.
Gotcha.
So you still brush your tongue and then you squeegee it off.
Okay. All right. I do need to get a few things off Amazon, so I'll put them in my cart. Speaking about Amazon buys, like our massage guns never came.
They didn't.
So I'm just going to buy one because my back and neck are all jacked up, and there's like a neck attachment that I want to use.
Dude, and I reached out to them because on the app it says like reach out to your seller or whatever.
But the seller went under. They like disappeared. I bet you they lost hella money because
they got caught up in something and they were like, we are not giving these away for free. But either way, it was worth a try. Yeah. So if I sent that link to like 30 people. So if you're one of the people that I sent that link to and didn't get your free massager, I wasn't trying to scam you. We literally didn't get ours either. So either way. The second question I have before we hop into this is, what did you have breakfast this morning?
Yes.
What'd you have?
Leftover Chick-fil-A nuggets.
Oh, nice. What kind of sauce did you use?
Polynesian. Yeah, no, so we're having a barbecue today, me and my lady and her family.
Oh, and her family?
Her sister, her sister's kids, and her boyfriend. So it was a small.
This will be your first time meeting them?
Yeah. Oh, I met the niece before, and I met the sister for like 2 minutes one time, but actually like hanging out like with them.
Yeah. Breaking bread.
Yeah.
Welcome to the family.
Breaking Hawaiian rolls, baby.
That's better than breaking bread.
So last night we cooked pretty much all day. Like she came over, she was cooking, I was working.
Getting everything prepped.
Yeah. The kebabs and things. And so she's like, I don't want to cook for dinner. And I was like, obviously. So we got some Chick-fil-A and got some nuggets.
You got a grill?
No. So her mom sent her an indoor grill that you could put on your stovetop.
Oh, like just like one of the flat.
Yeah, so it almost looks like a crock pot kind of thing, and you put it on your burner and you put the wood chips in there and it cooks, it burns the wood chips from inside, and it's almost like it's a stovetop grill, and it has grill like a grill thing, like the yeah. I was like, this is kind of cool.
Hold on a second. Indulge me on this. I'm just gonna do entire screen. We're gonna look this up together.
Yeah,
Watch this.
don't mess it up.
Whoa!
Oh, stupid.
All right, but can you see now that I have a new tab open?
Yeah.
I'm just making sure I'm doing it
Put
right.
stovetop
Stovetop
grill.
girl. Stovetop grill. Any of those?
No.
You said wood chip?
Yeah. No.
None of that. Let's go to images. Because I've never seen a stove. I've seen stovetop like griddles, you know, like like that type of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, is that it?
No. Keep going down.
Okay.
Like that one with the
Right here?
chicken on it? No, lower.
Lower? Here?
That one. It looks like that,
Uh-huh.
but you could put wood chips under there and you just put it on your top of your stove.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never seen one of those.
Yeah. I mean, I was at Lowe's, or I was at Home Depot yesterday looking at grills, but I just got back from vacation and electric payment, internet payment. I was just like,
Oh, yeah, I know.
I was like, and I spent a bunch of money down there, and I was like, I got money, but I just want to be secure. Like, I don't need to indulge on a grill if she already had one.
Yeah. Oh, dude, but you know what? You could, side note, if you want to get like a grill, I did the same thing probably a month ago, and I went to Meijer or Kroger or wherever, I can't remember, maybe Walmart even, and because I wanted to get a grill, and I got a grill, charcoal, lighter fluid, and that's it for like $30. Granted, it's not like a Traeger grill, but it's like you can fit. It's probably like that big.
Is it on the ground, or is it like have a couple legs that you could prop up?
Yeah, no, it stands off the ground. It's like probably 3 foot high.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at those. I was also just thinking about like Facebook Marketplace eventually or something.
Yeah.
Some people like are moving and they don't want to take
Yeah, like come get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, probably in the next 2 paychecks, because the first of the month is coming too. So.
Yeah, I know. Dude, but yeah, you can get one super cheap.
Yeah. So
what's on the menu?
We got chicken veggie kebabs, we got pork ribs, we got some hot links, and we got some leftover veggies from the kebab. So I'm just gonna saute them. And then she's making mac and cheese right now, and she's coming over in a little bit. And she made her like family's peach cobbler recipe. So
have you tried it yet, or is it gonna be a first experience during the?
No. So she had leftover like peaches and the juice in the pot because it didn't all fit in the pan. It tastes pretty good, but we let it sit overnight with the sugars and stuff like that. So
yeah, did you get any of the crust already or no?
No.
That's because anybody can eat a can of peaches.
Yeah,
with some sugar and stuff. The key is in the crust. I mean, I'm curious to see how it turns out. I'm sure it's going to be great.
Yeah, but so yeah, and then what else do we got? Just like a veggie tray.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a lot of people, but we got a lot of food, so I'm expecting to have leftovers. We're just gonna be dope.
So I'm curious to ask. I know you said you guys were prepping and stuff last night. Have you already cooked the meat?
No. After the podcast, I'm gonna start.
Okay, because with that little grill, it's gonna take a minute.
Yeah, we're gonna throw the kebabs in the oven, and then we're gonna have the ribs on the stovetop.
So gotcha.
Doing both at the same time.
Smart, efficient. Yeah. I like it.
And then saute it with a pan on the stove, because it only takes up one burner, so I could saute on the other burner. So yeah,
well, that'll be good. You have to send me some pictures.
I will. Yeah, feels good to talk to you, man.
I know we haven't talked in 2 weeks.
Yeah, just like even in Guatemala, whenever I had Wi-Fi or a little bit of signal, I'd send you a Facebook or a Instagram DM or something. But
yeah,
I try to stay off my phone as much as possible. But sometimes there's just downtime and you're like, I guess I'll just hop on Instagram for a second, see what's
Get
going
on-
on.
Get on a TikTok rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into your trip.
Yeah.
So you were gone for what, 10 days?
Yeah, 10 full day, obviously 2 days of traveling, but yeah, I was gone for 10 days and it was awesome. It wasn't very like vacation-y, considering the circumstances. There was a death in the family, so
Right.
the family's still dealing with that. But when I arrived, there was like plans. We were going to go to this, like I mentioned to you, and I think we brought it up on the podcast before I left, like these swimming pools, swimming holes. And that got nixed because one of my cousins were like, hey, can we go somewhere closer where I could bring my kids? And we were like, yeah, let's go to this water park and amusement park. It's almost like a Disneyland California Adventure kind of thing. She ended up not coming, but we and two of my cousins, we ended up going. And we just spent the first day just like drinking beers, and they had like, it's almost like a resort. So they got like 4 pools within all the hotels, and then there's cabins, and we rented a cabin. So there's like 3 or 4 pools, and we were just drinking beers on Saturday.
So what kind of beers do they have in Guatemala?
Bud Light is
they have all the
they got Bud
US
Light, they got
stuff.
Busch, but they got their Guatemalan and Central American beers, which while I'm there, I drink.
Is that what you were drinking?
Yeah.
What are those called? What are those like?
One's called Gallo, like rooster. And that's been like the Guatemalan staple for years. It's a little bit sweeter. It almost reminds me of like Montucky cold snacks.
There you go. Okay, but it's like just like a basic brew, like a Bud Light or Coors Light.
It's like the Budweiser of Guatemala. Like
gotcha.
That's the beer of Guatemala.
It's called Gallo.
Gallo, yeah.
Cool.
And they sell it in America, but it's under a different name because there's Gallo Wines, Gallo. So they trademarked Gallo or Gallo here in America.
Gotcha.
So I don't know what the name is, but I know they sell it in certain places. And then there's one called Brava, which is from Brazil, but they kind of took over, and that's like the Coors Light of Central America and South America.
So you were just drinking those the whole time?
Oh yeah, I was just drinking those. Everyone's like, "What kind of beers? Do you like IPAs?" I was like, "Shit, no." I was like, "Give me the cheap stuff." Like, I'm not trying to pay.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna like pay money to get drunk, like it's gonna be cheap, and like I just wanted to go down easy. I don't want to be.
Yeah.
I'm on vacation. I don't want to be sipping IPAs.
Drink a bottle of bread.
Yeah. And then Sunday, we ended up going to the amusement park, which is like a miniature Disneyland. There's like 6 or 7 roller coasters, bumper cars, things like that. And that was fun. I got on like the ship, like you've seen in other parks where like it just goes straight up and then it swings back, and then oh god,
you feel like you're gonna fall out of your seat.
Yeah, dude, I was so nauseous. I was like, fuck this.
You're like, how many passes does this thing make?
Yeah, dude. They're like, why are your eyes closed? I was like, because I think I'm gonna die. There's a video of me, and you just see me like holding the pedestal.
You're like, come on, man.
And everyone's screaming, laughing. I'm just like,
every muscle in your body is tense. You're like,
yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I was doing kegels.
Doing male kegels, magels.
Yeah. And then we ended up going to the water park, and we just got, some food and just felt like a kid, dude. I was like, this feels great. Like, I'm 32 and I'm just like running up these stairs with a water raft and going down the slide and running back up.
Yeah, man.
Felt like a child, and it felt great to like do that.
It is great to do that. Anything that brings out that inner kid, because like you said I'm 32 and I feel like a kid.
Yeah.
But I feel like throughout our whole lives, I feel like you never stop feeling like a kid. Like we don't feel like we're in our 30s, right?
No.
And it's nice to bring, because that inner child gets suppressed. Yeah. And every chance you get to where you can bring that out, it's like, oh.
Yeah, and we had like a couple beers, so it's not like we were like drunk, but like just drinking beers and water slides, and it was just like a good old time. And like, obviously I'm a big boy, but like the whole time you're not carrying around a shirt, you're at a water park, so it's just like shirtless, like zero fucks. People are staring at me because all my surgery scars. I'm just like, yeah, I'm having a good time. Like, why are you staring, dude? Like, I'm chilling. So it felt great. And then it started to storm and there's like lightning going off in the distance.
Ah,
And it's like you're already wet and you're just getting these rains and you're just like going down the water slides and
dude, that sound with when you added the element of like the
thunderstorm,
storm, yeah,
like lightning.
yeah,
It was dope, dude. Yeah, you gotta come, dude.
dude, I want to.
And it was cool to like just hang out because I mean I see most of my cousins when I'm down there, but like these cousins are usually working. They're like middle class, so like it's hard for them to take time off, and that they did. And we're just going down tubing together, like the dual tubes, and we're just like we feel like kids, like when we were like 10 and 12. You know, it's like
Yeah,
it was great. And then the rest of the trip was just like hanging out with the family, with the kids and things like that. And I posted a couple pictures and.
yeah, I saw the pictures. Yeah, it
Yeah,
looked
just
like you're having a good
babysitting
time.
them. Yeah, and then one of my nephews, he like started soccer practice, and his dad isn't around, so like I was like, pick up your feet. I was like being that uncle. Like, I was like, yeah, we're like stayed after practice, and he likes to be goalie, because he doesn't like to run. So I was like, if you want to be goalie, like we're gonna practice, and we stayed like 15, 20 minutes after practice, and we just kept kicking at him and
Kicking
at
balls
him.
at his face.
Yeah, dude, I was kicking hard. I was like, "You want this?" Like me, and so it was me and my cousin's husband. We took him, and we were just kicking balls at him, and he was like felt so happy, and it was just so good to do that and like
Mm-hmm.
be the like uncle that
Yeah,
he needed a father figure right now. So
yeah.
yeah, and then the Sweet 16 party, and that turned into a debacle. Everybody was messed up, dude.
Clearly, like what else? What else is it gonna be?
Yeah, so yeah, it was just a good trip. It was a reset. It's always good to be reminded of like the important things, because like you said, we suppress things, or we're going through the corporate world or American capitalism, and it's just like work, 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 weekend, work, work, work. And it was just like, yeah, like there's family members that are missing from last time. Quite a few family members that are missing from last time. So it's like, this is the important thing. Like an email could wait, like checking the logs isn't important.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good reset, and I had a great time, and planning trips for next year, and trying to do some stuff. I've been trying to take people to Guatemala for years. So
I know it's gonna happen.
yeah, you need that passport, son.
I know. So okay, so update on the passport.
Okay.
I have all the paperwork filled out.
Okay.
My girlfriend has all her paperwork filled out.
Okay.
But what we were getting hung up on is I have my birth certificate, but what we were getting hung up on is she didn't have her birth certificate.
Mm.
So we've secured her birth certificate.
Mm-hmm.
So now literally all we have to do is
Photos?
go take it, photos, and go turn the stuff in.
Yeah,
but it's kind of,
you can go to Walgreens or even the post office, because they'll mail it out at the post office. They'll be like, I just want to take pictures and mail this shit off.
Yep. And so now it's just because she's a hairdresser and she works most Saturdays. So it's just finding the time whenever we're both off and can go.
What days doesn't she work? Like, you guys can do it on like a Tuesday morning before you have to head to the station.
Yeah, we could do it like on a Tuesday morning. But it's like finding that, finding that time where she's off, I'm off, and we can both go. So depending on what time she gets home today, because I know the post office is open. Well, no, they're probably closed. They close at like 1 or noon on Saturday. Yeah. So that's what we've been running into, because Saturday would be the perfect day if she didn't have to work. But so everything's filled out. We just literally have to go turn it in.
Yeah.
And secure it. And as soon as I get that in hand, dude, she already the other night she bought a passport case. She was like, I'm ready. She's like, I'm buying passport cases. And she's like, look at these. What do you like? And I was like, I don't want a case. Like, do you have a case for your passport?
No.
Yeah, because they're like they're laminated, right? They're like,
yeah. So what I do, on a trip like this, where I obviously had a big suitcase and I left it at my cousin's house, and I took like a duffel bag for like traveling around.
Mm-hmm.
I just keep it in my suitcase, because that's the most important thing. And if I get in trouble, I call my aunt and be like, go to my suitcase. Versus like if I take it on the trip with me, they can confiscate my stuff, and then my passport's in there, and they could lose my passport.
Yeah.
But when I went to Ireland a couple years ago, like that was in my pocket with me at all times, because like my Oregon license didn't mean shit in Ireland.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't have a case. I just keep it in a like where my socks are.
Yeah, she got these cases, or she got her a case, and I was like, I don't want a case. I was like, I don't need a case for it. She was like, this is one of the most important documents that you're gonna have, and you don't want a case for it.
No.
I'm like, what? And then it got to a point to where it like started escalating, and I was like, in my head, I was like, I'm not about to argue about getting a passport case for a passport that we don't even have yet. I was just like, okay, yeah, I'll get one. I'll get a passport case if it'll make you feel better. We don't even have them yet, but sure, yeah, let's get passport cases.
Yeah, I'm excited, dude. I'm trying to do a trip next year again, and do like some Guatemalan things because I'm thinking of taking Amanda.
There you go.
And my cousin just sent me this picture. He found another just like watering or like a lagoon type of thing, just like a mile off the road. He's like, oh, I found another one. I was like, that looks sick.
Yeah.
It's empty. Like that was yesterday on a Friday. Like
nobody there.
No. So I'm like, oh, well, let's do that.
Sign it up for next time.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Because we're trying to do a trip so there's this place called Rio Dulce, and it's like the Sweet River, and essentially it's our like the American River in California or the Mississippi. Like it's the river in Guatemala. And it's like these huge limestone walls, and there's like a castle where like the Spanish had the fort, and there's like all these restaurants on the river, and it leads to the Atlantic Ocean, and you could stay in all these hotels on the river. And then there's like sulfur hot springs in the river where like water's
Bobby. No, I didn't ask you any questions yet. We're talking about Mijo's Guatemala trip.
Yeah. And there's these hot springs that shoot out under the limestone walls because it's coming from the mountain or whatever. So you'll like jump from your boat next to this limestone wall, and you're just like in 150-degree water. It's
wow.
Like perfect.
And you said sulfur too, right? So does it stink?
Or it smells. Yeah, it's awful, but it's really good for your skin.
Yeah.
So you just need like 5-10 minutes in there, and then you're out, and then you get back on the boat and continue on to a restaurant.
Dude, there's actually a town in Oklahoma called Sulphur, and there's like a sulfur spring type thing there, and literally the whole town just smells like egg farts. Yeah. Like it smells so bad, but yeah, it is good for your skin. There's a lot of like little spots where you can like get in and stuff there. Yeah, just it smells so bad.
Yeah, just 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. It's literally like egg fart, dude.
Yeah, it's the worst. It's like those little gas bombs they eat in the glass bottles. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, like the second you pull into town, you're like, oh,
oh God. And people live there.
Yeah, it's a town. Yeah, and their football team has always been like really good. So there might be something to drinking sulfur water. I don't know. They're like those like big boys. Like
they eat. Yeah. They drink or eat steak for breakfast, and
like that type of stuff.
Yeah, but egg whites just like straight out of the cup.
Yeah, well, you just gotta drink the water, dude.
Yeah. So and then obviously like that's north, and then if you keep going like another 5 hours, you get to the pyramids. So I want to do that trip.
Yeah. So when I go with you, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, that's my trip next year that I'm planning. But yeah, I was talking to my girlfriend, little side tangent. And we were talking about like pyramids and things like that. I was like, it's just like, it's really crazy to think like, how did they do that? And she's like, well, I know how they did it. Like, we know how they did it. And I was like, yeah, we know how they did it. But when you actually get there and you see these things, you're like, how?
Yeah.
It's one of those existential questions. And she's like, yeah, but we know how. I'm like, Amanda, like, you don't realize how big these blocks are. Yeah. And they didn't have the technology we have. Like, we have cranes fall and destroy cities. Like, they didn't have that. Like, how did they do? Like,
yeah, the way I think about it, and granted, I've never seen them in person, but like, if you're just standing there, right?
Yeah.
And you're looking at it, and you're like, how did they do this?
Yeah.
And you're talking with Amanda, and she's like, well, we know, but here's what you need to say to her. Be like, okay, imagine it's me, you, and our tribe here. We have literally less than what we have right now. Get rid of our phones, get rid of our clothes. I don't know what they were wearing back then, loincloths, whatever. Yeah. Be like, okay, there's nothing here. and we're gonna build this. How do we do it? Where do we go?
Where do we start?
Yeah, where do we start? You tell me.
Yeah.
And that'll kind of like put it in perspective. I feel like
it's these. You're like, because we've seen pictures of the pyramids of Giza and like the pyramids in Mexico and obviously the pyramids in Tikal in Guatemala, and you're just like, those are pretty big. But when you get there and you're like, and also think they're my height. Like these native people are not tall like Scandinavian dudes.
Yeah,
we're talking about like. At the peak, they're like 5'3", like 1,000 years ago, and you're like, they're building like blocks the size of them.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, how are we going to get that up there? Okay, well, we're going to chop down 30 trees, make them as rollers. We're going to make a bunch of rope. We're going to have 80 to 100 men up top pulling and people pushing. It's dude, like think about how long it takes to just like build, like you've seen like construction of buildings, right?
Yeah,
it takes years.
Yeah, a year or two to build a skyscraper.
Yeah. And think about that. Like that takes decades.
Yeah, and so that particular area, Tikal, they say it's like the capital, right? So, and they've uncovered a lot. You're like, oh wow, this is quite a bit. But they're like, oh yeah, this is only 5%. You're like, what? There's like mounds, and they're like, yeah, that's a pyramid. We just can't touch it yet. They're like, there's another mound. That's another pyramid. We can't touch that yet. And you're like, this is so much, guy. Like,
yeah.
And then you're just like, oh yeah, we know how. And I love my girlfriend, but it's like, you don't know.
Like the depth of the perspective isn't there. And think about it too. It's like they take so long to build. So say you're a 40-year-old man whenever you start this, right? You're like, okay, the plan's in place. We're going to start making these. You're not going to see the end of that.
No.
Like there's people that worked on that their entire lives. That's just like what their life was. Yeah. And they didn't even see the finished product.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. Hey, real quick, Bobby. I know you brought up the questions. Text me those questions really quick while we're talking. So whenever we get to that, I can just read them off.
And the fact that they're still standing and we have buildings that collapse all the time.
Yeah.
They're like,
or like even buildings that like we have to
renovate.
Have to demo. Yeah. And like, oh, this isn't sound structure anymore.
Yeah.
Like we got to take it down.
40 years old. You're like, oh, this is not good anymore. It's like 40 years old. It's like, well, that pyramid's about 1,500 years old and it's still popping.
Right. And it's like, it's so weird because a lot of them are like mysteries, you know, it's like, what are they for? You know, it's weird.
Yeah. Last time I went, they were like, oh yeah, like a month ago, we just found like a couple bodies underneath and that was a sacrifice for finishing the temple. And I was like, what? Yeah. They were like, yeah, their bodies were there, but no hands and feet. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
I wish we had that button bar. I don't even remember all the stuff we had on there. Yeah. But yeah, dude. It's weird.
Yeah. So
it's cool.
Yeah, get that passport and we'll make a trip out of it. I already talked to my cousins. I was like, hey, instead of putting miles on your car, let's just like rent a bus and it'll be like $100 a person. You know, if we can get like a 15-person bus.
Oh, damn.
You know, like let's just go as a crew so we don't lose each other and we're together and we have a driver.
Yeah.
You know, if we're talking about $1,000 split between 15 people.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not a bad deal. And we don't got to drive. We could drink. We could chill. We can.
Yeah. We'll have to draw straws to see who's going to be driving.
Yeah. and you don't got to put miles on your car. And they're like, that's actually not a bad idea. I was like, let's do a cousins trip. Because like, as the generations are getting older, like now it's us, like our generation, like keeping contact with each other. Because, you know, they're like 60, 70, 80. They're not going on trips anymore. Now it's like us. We're the 30-year-olds, the 40-year-olds, the 20-year-olds. And it's like, we're that generation. We need to like keep this bond between us.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah. So that was a lot of the trip. Just like, let's not like lose sight of this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a great trip, a reset. I feel energized. I feel, you know,
recentered.
Perspective. Just like life comes at you quick. Life gets taken away quick. Like enjoy it. It ain't that serious.
Yeah.
It ain't that serious.
It's not serious, dude. It's not serious at all. But we get caught up in this corporate 9 to 5, and you know we get caught up with all these problems.
Yeah, hey, did you get that pit bull contest up? I will. All right, I will. Just
Yeah.
relax.
Yeah.
It's not. It's Pitbull, guys.
Yeah.
So yeah. What about you? How's the last 2 weeks? You got a 2 week break from doing this.
Yeah. I would call it a break. I enjoy doing this.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you got to enjoy a little bit more of your Saturdays and.
Yeah. So last weekend, we went to my girlfriend's sister's wedding.
Oh yeah, I saw that, dude.
Yeah.
That picture. There's a picture you took, and I was like, "What did I send you?"
Which
dude,
one?
the picture where your pants are slightly rolled up and you're with your girlfriend. I was like, "You look like you're ready to mow a lawn and yell at your kids, dude."
Yeah. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. That was during the rehearsal dinner.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Total
funny.
looking total dad mode. It's the head, dude.
It is the head. Well, it was the whole get up because you had your chucks,
Yeah.
your high top chucks,
Uh-huh.
and then your khakis were like a little bit like rolled up, so they weren't sitting all the way like a cholo would.
Right.
And then you had obviously the haircut and the beard, and then you had like
Just a button up.
a short sleeve button up, and it looked like maybe it was the way the picture was taken, but it looked a little like weird fitting, and I was like, "Yo, it looks like he's like having a midlife crisis."
Yeah. I don't know if I've already hit the midlife or I hit the quarter life crisis.
Yeah, for sure.
I hit that about 26.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
But yeah, so we had so let me start from the very beginning.
Okay.
So we've known, what days we're taking off. And since it was her sister's wedding, the wedding was on Saturday. So we had to go up there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so they could get everything set up and all that. And there we go. Bobby sent the questions. And so Thursday, we're, I take off work. We're getting ready to go. And I rented a suit. So we're going to get ready to pick up the suit before we leave. We got to be up there at a certain time. And I won't name who messed this up, but it was a large menswear franchise. And so we go to pick up the suit and they're like, "Oh, we don't have the suit. It's not going to be here until tomorrow." And it's like, well, that's not going to work. We're leaving like right now. Mm-hmm. And so we cancel that. She's frantic. Yeah. Because she's the maid of honor. She's got all this stuff to do. We're already supposed to like be up there. Mm-hmm. And so she's like the eyes twitching, like she's about to have a meltdown. I was like, it's okay. We can like, I'll go to Express. So like I'll have
go to
something.
JCPenney's and get something real quick.
Yeah. So we go to the mall here and we're like looking around, like looking at suits. Everything's like very minimal. Like this mall looks like it's about to go out of business. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, okay, that was a bust. And then we find this like little mom and pop menswear place. And she calls them and she's like, "Hey, are you guys open?" And they're like, "Yeah." And so she's like, "Okay, we're on our way. Like, here's the situation. We got screwed by this. Like, we are coming in there." Like, and they're like, "Okay, we got you. We got you." We walk in. There's like 4 people working there. As soon as we walk in, they all drop like everything that they're doing. And they're like, "Are you the ones that called?" And we're like, "Yeah." They're like, "All right, come here." And they're like, they measure me, like they like put me in a like try it on. They're like, "Okay," and they give that to the tailor, and then like the pants and everything. And they're measuring me, give that to the tailor. We sit there for like 40 minutes. They bring out
boom, dude.
Bing, bang, bong. Dude, they bring out my suit. Everything fits perfectly. And bought the shirt and everything. And so
top local, dude, right?
Yeah. Shout out to Edwards in Saginaw. Edwards in Saginaw. If you have any menswear needs, you need a tux, you need a suit, dude. And they hooked me up. And
was it a typical black suit, like a normal just black suit?
Yeah, it's like it's like grayish, like charcoal, something like that. And so I'm all excited.
Were you in the wedding party, or you just?
I was just a guest. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm all excited. I can see like the light coming back in her eyes because she's like, "Oh, this isn't a disaster anymore. Like this is gonna be okay."
Yeah.
And so like we're all feeling good and everything. And so like they get the suit packaged up and all that, and they're like, "Okay." And so like I go up to check out. And he's like, "I just want to go through this itemized list, make sure we have everything, you need." And I'm like, yeah, it looks good, looks good, looks good. And then the total comes because I was just renting, and now I'm in the situation where I have to buy.
It was what, $300?
More than double that. Yeah. So I was like, this is going on my credit card.
That seems a little outrageous.
Well, it was a mom and pop.
Fair enough.
So smaller.
I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta compete with the warehouses.
Yeah, and I got the full thing. I got the jacket, I got the shirt, I got the pants,
the
tie, socks. Yeah, so the whole thing.
Yeah, and the tailoring. I get it. But even like, I guess I haven't bought a suit. I did buy a suit, but I got it off the clearance rack. I was like, look, I just need a black suit, cheap. This is what's happening.
Yeah, no, that's what
But yeah.
So, and I no, it was
a suit, man.
Yeah, no, it was. I'll tell you how much afterwards, but it was one of those things to where I knew that the situation was already tense. So I was just like, I took it on the chin. I was like, here's the credit card.
But now you got a suit and it's going to last you at least 2 or 3 years. So you got to think about the return, right? Like same with the passport. Everyone's like
2 or 3 times I wear it pays for itself.
Yeah, exactly. And same with the passport, right? And they're like, oh, it's a lot of money. It's like, yeah, but you get it for 10 years. It's essentially like $20 a year.
Yeah, exactly. Huggy said, yo, Clay, congrats on saving all that money on shampoo. I still shampoo it, but I did finally get some sun on it this past weekend. So it's not like a super white dome anymore.
Yeah. I burned the top of my head in Guatemala.
Oh, dude, I had blisters on my head. At
the wedding? After the wedding?
No, because of the wedding.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so like this whole past week, my head's just been like flaking. Like I could do this and it would just like snow.
Same. Yeah, I got a few flakes left, but
yeah, I got my last flake off last night. I got like a bristle brush like in the shower, and I was just like. But yeah, so we get the suit.
Got you.
Get the suit. We head up there. What did we do on Thursday? The day we got there, we get checked into our Airbnb. What did we do on Thursday? We meet up with her sister and like the wedding party and like the friends. Oh, and and then there was just like a little get together. Like they had like one of those food truck pods to where there's like 5 or 6 food trucks and like a bar and like stuff Portland. Like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we're at one of those. His parents are there. The groom's parents are there and like all the friends and stuff. So we were just hanging out. So the next day, the day of the rehearsal, get up super early and go help them because the reception was in like this barn type event place. And so we get up early, go help them set up like all the plates and things like that. Let me ask you this because I learned something. Do you know what the thing is called that you set your plate on? So like there's a larger
like a metal almost sometimes like it's metal or
these were
plastic or ceramic. It could be anything where the plate. Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, so we get there early in the morning and I'm like, how can I help? I'm here to help, expedite this process. And the groom says, you can set up the chargers. And so I was like, okay. And so I'm like looking around, and I'm thinking like phone charger. I was like, damn, this is dope. We're all getting chargers. Like, and so I'm like looking around for like a second and I don't see anything. And I was like, where are they? And he pulls out these plates, like these, and those plates that you sit your plate on, those are called chargers. And I was like, yeah, I had no idea.
I would have been like you. I was like, oh, this is the rich white people shit.
I was like, hey, and remind me later in the story, the chargers come up again. It's kind of funny because apparently a lot of people didn't know what the chargers were. So I go through, I set up all the chargers. Like that was my job. We're getting all this stuff hung up on the wall. And like Nyla said, everybody knows that. Everybody does not know that.
Shut up, Nyla.
At least 5 people I knew did not know that. So I'm setting all those, getting everything.
I would have said like the bottom plate.
Yeah,
like,
that's what
a charger. Like
that's what people like us would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I set those up. We get the tablecloths and all the flowers and everything set up. And she said I didn't know. That's sarcasm. And that was that. And then we go. What happened after we set everything up? We go. Oh, so then they go to like get ready and stuff for the rehearsal dinner. I go back to the Airbnb. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like take a nap because
was it a nice Airbnb?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, it was really nice. I don't even want to
Did you
ask
share
them.
with anybody?
No, it was just us.
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a nap, so I'm charged up for the night. Second I lay down, like I feel my phone. And it's like, hey, start getting ready. I was like, God damn it. And so then get ready, go to the rehearsal dinner. They do their toast and everything. That's all
Speeches.
great. Yeah, that's where the picture came from, where I'm looking total dad mode. Nyla said, "You look sharp, my boy."
Yeah, okay.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Don't hype them up.
And so we get there and they do the speeches and everything, and it was fun. It was outdoor.
Was there a fight? Please tell me there was a fight.
No, there was not a fight. There was no fight.
There was a brawl.
I wouldn't like that because I know that it would like cause the drama and all that shit. But I always love to see a fight. Who doesn't?
You're like,
I wouldn't have been mad.
I was ready to drop a suplex on somebody.
Well, no. See, the thing is that I only know like the
3
family.
people. Yeah.
Well, I knew more than that, but the thing is, like, if 2 like random people would have started fighting, like, it wouldn't have been any skin off my back. I would have just been like, oh, look. I would have just been a spectator, like,
World star.
No, yeah. So it was good. And then during the rehearsal, this is where the Chargers come back up.
Okay.
Someone else. So they were serving, what were they? Euros. There was like a Euro bar, like you go through and like or buffet, like you go through and make your own Euros. Dude. And so at this rehearsal dinner, there are also the Chargers on the table, right? But then up at the bar where you're making your plate, they have the plates. And so, and I won't say who it is, just in case they're watching. I don't want to embarrass anybody. But someone else, they took, so like whenever the tables would go up, someone grabbed their charger and took it up. And I saw it happen and I was like, oh, they're making the same mistake I did. They didn't know what this was. So like when they got back, they're like, yeah, I took this plate up there, but there's already plates up there. And I was like, yeah, that's a charger. I learned what that was yesterday. It's like, don't feel bad. It's like a plate to set your plate on. I still don't get it, but either way, it looked nice.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah,
unnecessary. I wouldn't ever do that.
A plate's plate.
Yeah,
charger. But yeah, so the rehearsal dinner went great. Everyone had a good time, and then comes the wedding. So we wake up again early. You know, my girlfriend's the maid of honor, so
yeah, I know the wedding protocol.
Yeah, helping out with whatever I can in my suit, in my bot suit, and you know, just hang out
in your suit.
Yeah,
dude, you're sweating by like 11 a.m. I bet.
I was dripping. So like it got to a certain point because we got there so early. The wedding didn't start till 4, and we got there at whatever time.
Why don't you just change later?
Well, because I didn't want to have all my stuff like to keep track of at the wedding.
Yeah. So, or at least like wore your pants and shoes and wore a t-shirt and then just changed that.
Well, so I wound up taking my jacket off. So I'm just in like my pants and my shirt. Stuff like that.
Soaking, dude.
Oh yeah, I was. You be
butt naked. You're running a marathon over here,
dude. Yeah. But I was soaked. My head, the top of my head, the next day was literally this color. Started blistering up. But the wedding itself was
nice,
beautiful. Nothing.
Dude, weddings
wrong.
Are
yeah, dude. It was good, and it's like there's something about weddings. I don't know what it is, but just like watching them like all come down and everything, it's like I could be at someone's wedding that I don't even know. Yeah. And then like find myself being like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. But so it's like, and plus I'm sitting there watching my girlfriend. Obviously she's emotional because it's her sister. And like watching her try not to cry made me want to cry because I'm watching her.
Give a speech?
Oh yeah, she gave a speech.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was really good. Nice. Yeah. She like had it all written down and everything. And like, she nailed it. But yeah, so we go through the wedding, they say I do, everything's perfect.
Who's this?
Lewis. What's up, Lewis?
You know Lewis?
I don't know Lewis. Mackie.
I don't know Lewis.
Either way, welcome, Lewis. So the wedding went off perfectly. It was beautiful. They say I do. Take pictures afterwards, then the reception starts. Sit down, eat the food, open bar. You know, yeah, it was dude. And the thing is, so let's talk about the bar for a second. I was so well, I did so good this whole time, and I'm just like, okay, that was one, calm down, take a stroll. There's two.
Like,
I'm pacing myself.
Drunk, but you don't want to be that dude.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
So, I'm like walking around, and so throughout the whole thing, I'm pacing myself. I'm feeling good. We get to the end of the night. I'm like, I did it. I got a decent buzz. I'm not being an asshole. I'm not being crazy. I'm not that guy.
Pat on the back.
Yeah. Patting myself on the back. And so then I go up and drinking 2 Hearted Ale the whole night. And I go up like towards the end of the reception. And like, oh, we're out of beer. And immediately red flag. I'm like, oh God, they're out of beer. So I was like, okay. I was like, I'll do a vodka tonic,
Oh.
It's I don't even know where this is going. Yeah. And so that was my first.
What time is it? Like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock ish?
Yeah, this is like people have already like some people have already like left. Like this is just the wedding party, younger people, like the friends. So it's turning into like party mode, people are dancing and stuff like that.
And play David Banner and Union Twins.
Yeah, so we're hanging out and all that, and then this one guy, he's one of the he's fun. He was like one of the people that I like to hang out with there. He was one of the groomsmen,
mm-hmm.
And so he's kind of like you would like hanging out with him, and he's like, hey man, he's like, we need to get some more. Like he could tell it was like winding down. He's like, we need to get some of this booze. And so like he grabs a pitcher and then grabs like a bottle of rum, like just like all these like random like half empty bottles, and just like starts dumping them into this pitcher, and then grabs some kind of juice, whether it's apple or pineapple or whatever, and just makes this like
concoction.
Of whatever it was. And I'm like, okay, this is what like you brought me over here to make this pitcher. This is what we're gonna be drinking.
Yeah.
And so I start drinking that, thinking that like, okay, this is what we're all drinking now. Like I missed like the cue, and it turns out he like no one was drinking it. He like just made that, and so I'm the only person drinking this like messed up stupid juice. It's like one of those things where like I wasn't paying attention enough. Like in my head, I was like, okay,
you were like,
yeah, you brought me over here to make this. I'm thinking like, okay, we take this over here. All the people that we're hanging out with are drinking this, but I wasn't putting together like I'm the only person that's actively pouring it and drinking it.
Yeah.
And within a matter of,
you're trying to read the room, and the room changed, man.
Yeah, I read the room perfect for 4 to 5 hours, and then the last home stretch, dude. And I'm sitting there, and I just go. It was just like power down. It went from okay to not okay. Yeah. But the not okay was a good not okay, because at this time the lights are on, people are picking stuff up and taking it out, and I'm not like doing anything. I'm not going up to people being like, hey man, this is a great wedding. Like I'm not kissing anybody on the mouth and doing anything crazy. I'm literally sitting on my phone, got my pouches. I'm not nobody looking at me. I'm sure if we were to look at each other in the eyes, I would have some of this going on, but I'm just sitting there on my phone, not doing anything. People are filing out. I'm letting it all happen.
You're not throwing chargers like a frisbee. Catch.
Yeah. No. So as far as everyone was concerned, I did totally fine. My girlfriend at the end, she was like, okay, are you ready? And like, I stood up and I was like, and she was like, what happened? She was like, I was gone for 20 minutes. What happened? I was like, he made the juice. We hit Taco Bell. I pass out in the Taco Bell drive. Like she took a picture. I was like this.
Oh, I want to see that picture.
And then pass out, woke up the next day. So this would be Sunday, thinking I was going to be like, when I opened my eyes, I was like, oh, I'm not in pain. Zero hangover, no headache, no.
Did it come later?
No, I felt fine. I took some disposition Advil just to be sure, because I was like, this is too good to be true. Like but felt great the whole day.
Nice.
Went out on another one of the groomsmen's boat. Took Gabby on the boat. She got her sea legs, hung out on the boat all day, and then drove back, and it was good. Like you said, better get the name of that juice if there was no hangover.
Yeah.
But
that Saginaw sauce, baby.
Yeah, Saginaw sauce. But dude, listen, and this is Huggy. You've been an inspiration for this. So outside of those couple of days during the wedding, I haven't drank at all in the month of June, which, I mean, take it for what it is. But what's really helped me with doing that are these things. Remember when you called me last night and I was like, so this is just a seltzer water, but they come in like all these different flavors. And it's one of the ones that has no sugar, no calories, no nothing. It's literally just like carbonated. Yeah. And so, dude, I've been crushing these. Like, I've been disrespecting these things. Like, I drink them.
Huggy likes them.
Dude, Huggy, I'm sure that you can attest to this. Like, dude, it helped. Like, whenever, do you remember?
I'm gonna have to try them.
Yeah, and Waterloo, these are made in Texas, in Austin.
Oh, sure.
So nice. You'll definitely be able to find them.
Ahas.
Ahas are good. The bubblies are good.
I got a Truly in my fridge right now.
So it's like that, but without the alcohol.
Yeah.
But yeah, so outside of those couple of days at the wedding, I've just been crushing these and no booze. And
Huggy's fancy.
Pineapple Perrier.
He got that new contract, baby.
Yeah. He said, I'm putting these Ahas down. I'm going to go back to Perrier. Treat myself.
Cue I Am Fancy by Iggy Azalea.
Yeah. Yeah, but
nice.
It's one of those things. Like, do you remember when whenever we all made that pact to like stop dipping and stuff? And then I just immediately picked up these.
Yeah, and I lied.
But no. But so like, and then now after like have been on these for however many years, the thought of like having like a real dip, I'm like, I don't know if I could do it. Like, I don't even want to do it.
Yeah.
So here in my head, I'm like, if I just keep crushing these, eventually, am I just not gonna want beer and only want these?
I don't know. Coors Light.
I know.
Coors Light's
but as of right now,
but it'll like temper that temptation.
Yeah, and it's like even like last night,
I would say this month,
these.
The month of June, like because of the trip, this is the most I've drank in the last year.
Oh, isn't that funny? We're so yin and yang.
Yeah,
it's like the one month that you drink the most is the month that I'm drinking.
Dude, I was drinking like on my trip. I drank a michelada, which I don't like tomato juice, but I popped open one at 8 a.m. while I was on my trip. I was like, I'm on vacation.
There's something about vacation to where like the second you wake up, you're like, I think I'm gonna have a cocktail.
Yeah, it's beer o'clock right now.
Yeah. Like you still have crust in your eye. You're like,
yeah,
what's in the fridge?
Yeah. So dude. And like one night, I crushed 2 bottles of wine with my aunt. It was just her and I, and she was like venting and letting out a bunch of stuff. And
wine will help you do that.
And her and I were just like chatting about life and this and that. And yeah, I drank so much, and I'm obviously drinking whiskey right now.
Man.
But yeah. Well,
yeah, dude.
Sounds like a good weekend.
Yeah, dude. I hadn't been to a wedding in a minute, and it was a beautiful wedding. Congrats to Matt and Alyssa. They even let me be in some of the photos, some of the professional. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Looking like a pimp.
Yeah, I want to see a picture of that suit.
Yeah, I'll post a picture.
I think though, like, because I was talking about with my girlfriend, and I've told you, and I don't know when this is gonna happen, but I was like, I'm gonna marry this girl, and we're like talking about like a wedding ish, like what it might look like, and I was like, I'm not very religious, if at all, and she is. So I was like, the idea is to like maybe do a courthouse thing with the family. But I was like, I'd rather spend all my money on like the celebration, because that's the meat of it. Like the celebrating with your family, your friends. Like I'd rather put all the money on that. Like I don't
having just like a party.
I don't need flowers and things like that, or chargers. You know, like.
Well, what does she want? Like you said, get
no.
So do you guys agree?
Oh yeah, she's like, absolutely.
Okay.
And I
Well,
was
there you
like,
go.
yeah.
You save yourself some money.
And I was like, let's just do it at a brewery and like just rent out a taco truck or something like that.
Dude, that would
So we
be
so we don't have to buy the booze or rent the booze. I was like, let's just do a catered space from the brewery or a winery and rent a taco truck, and like people could just buy, we'll give you 2-3 free tickets for a beer, and then it's on you.
I'm down.
Obviously, I don't know when this is going to happen, but
Can I come?
absolutely. You're going to be there. Huggy's going to be there, of course. Shut up, dude.
I mean, hey, that's not coming from a bad place. He's just saying.
No, yeah. No, I understand, but
I'm just saying.
I feel like it's like the whole cliche, like when you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. This girl, yeah, Bobby can come.
There we go. Give Bobby about 30 seconds. He's going to be asking to be your best man.
Oh, and
Bobby won't go to a wedding unless he can be the best.
But we also talked about like we love families and stuff, but we don't want kids there because we want like a celebration with people, and we don't want people worrying about their kids. And we like
some people's little shitty ass kids coming up there ruining everybody's party.
Bobby almost said it.
I'm telling you, man, that's Bobby. He has like there's a thing. I don't know what it is, but any wedding,
you better bring your own food because there ain't going to be no chicken tenders. But yeah, I mean, it's down the road. Like we still have a lot to grow as a couple. So I'm not like, I know I'm going to marry her, but I just don't know when, because we had a crazy deep conversation last night. And it was like another level of like intimacy of just like, hey, like, let me pick your brain. And she was like picking my brain all night. And it was like, it felt good, like a different type of intimacy.
Is brain code word for something?
No, like she.
I'm just being immature.
Stop, get off that Waterloo, my guy.
Waterloo got me feeling loose.
Yeah. No, but like an intimacy of just like knowing someone's like spirit and soul, which is like a little bit. So yeah, it was yeah. But weddings are fucking fun, dude.
Oh, dude, yeah, no. Anybody watching, if you have a wedding, I would love to come. It's just I love to be dude. And the best is like being
it's just like I love you, man. Where it's like, hey, just rent me out, dude.
Yeah, dude. And the best is like when you're not in the wedding party and like you're just go as a guest because you have no responsibilities. You can just hang out. You get free food.
Yeah, or you're like the fifth groomsman. You're like, yeah, I'm at the back of the line. Like I'm part of the groomsman, but I'm
yeah. Exactly. But yeah, dude, I love weddings.
I appreciate that.
Dude, and watch how many weddings happen this summer, because think about last summer, how many were canceled. And like now, dude, I'm telling you, we might need to just like stop radio right now and get into the wedding planning shit for just the summer, and we'll be millionaires. Anybody want to get rich quick scheme, that's what you need to do. Stop everything you're doing and start planning weddings.
Me and my lady, we've been talking about like our business plan, because we both want to like have a side hustle of like our own business. And we were like, that was another thing we talked about yesterday. Was like,
don't let me forget
our 5-year plan, our 10-year plan. Like, when do we need to just create capital to like save up and like purchase things for like our business, and it includes like weddings. So I'll talk to you after about it. So I'm putting the secret out there,
dude. That's another thing. As you were saying that, I remembered. So you were talking about side hustle. This isn't really a side hustle, but it's more of a passion project. And so exactly what Huggy's doing with Saturdays. So obviously everyone knows what my music passion is, and I'm going to be very vague here because everything's still in the works, but I've got a new project coming that is centered around my passion, that is going to be backed by an organization that's already in the culture. Like, yeah, we were emailing last night and it was
nice.
So dude, we were like getting ready for bed, and I was like reading the email, and like we got out of bed and we were like high-fiving and stuff. Like it's going to be
sick. Yeah, I could already like I think I know what it is, but
dude, it's gonna be very cool. I mean, if you're not in that culture, like looking at it from a different perspective, you'd be like, okay, yeah, you're doing this, but inside, It's like it's a total passion project, and it's gonna be fun.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. What are these questions?
Yeah, real quick before we hop off. So, Bobby, have you ever seen those videos on Facebook or like Instagram where people walk around in the street and ask people like random like questions that like you should know?
Yeah.
Like you watch it, you're like, God, you're like, what is this idiot? This idiot doesn't know what this is. And they're like, So he found
Like
one
basic, like 5th grade social studies questions.
Yeah. So he found one of those.
On
And
TikTok?
no, he found it on Facebook.
Okay.
And so this dude was giving out AirPods. He was like, all you have to do is answer this question right, and I'll give you these AirPods.
Are you going to give me AirPods if I answer these correctly?
No, I will give you a virtual high five.
Okay.
So there are 5 questions.
Okay.
He asked me these 5 questions earlier this week. So he like FaceTimed me and asked me these questions. Yeah. And I got, let me read these. I got 2 out of the 5 right.
Okay.
So I know that you're going to get more than me just because of this. Oh, here we go.
Oh, all right.
Oh, we got some skin in the game now. Now I wish we had like God, I wish we had our button bar. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, so question 1.
Download the bell on my phone.
You're gonna get. I'm gonna say you're gonna get 1, 2, 3. I say you'll at least get 4 out of the 5.
Okay.
Just knowing you and knowing stuff that you know.
Okay.
All right, first one. It's a slow pitch. Which war in the U.S. was fought between the North and the South?
The Civil War.
Yeah. And just so you know, that's one of the ones I got too.
Okay. I hope you're racist.
What is the freezing point of water?
32 degrees Fahrenheit.
What country?
Did you get that one?
I did get that one.
Okay.
The rest of these 3 I did not get.
Okay.
The country of Greece is located on what continent?
Europe.
Yes.
You did not know that?
I didn't get that one.
Well, I will say because it's in that like Eurasia area.
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, I forget what I said, but it was something not right.
Yeah, it's technically Europe, but it's like Hungary and like Bulgaria, like it's Europe, Asia area. It's like where that divide happens. Because if you go to Bulgaria, there's a lot of like people that look Asian because like they migrated that way. But
I remember what I said. I said, oh, he said Greek. Whenever he read it to me, he said Greenland.
That's still Europe.
I know. I did not say Antarctica. He said, whenever he said it to me, he said Greenland. And what I said was, I know it's cold. And that's all I said.
Well, it's Europe. Okay. So I'm 3 for 3.
Okay, you're 3 for 3. And this one was confusing to me. So okay. I'll read this one a couple of times. The person in a novel who tells the story from a third-person perspective is called what? The person in a novel who tells the story from a third-person perspective is called what? It's kind of confusing, right?
Yeah. Because I mean,
think about it like out. Like think about it in a different way. Because once he told me the answer, I was like, "Fuck."
Can I give? Do I get like a?
I asked questions. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I want to say, do I get like a bonus? Like, okay, it's not this. Kind of like
I don't know, Bobby. What's the rules? He's the one that's got the money.
Who wants to be a millionaire? Could I take out an option? You know, like, could I take out B?
I know the answer, but I don't even know how to like give you other options.
No, I don't want the other options. I just want to take this one off the table.
What do you think, Bobby? Can you take one off the table or no? It's your $20.
Who is the person in a novel?
The person in a novel who tells the story from a third-person perspective is called what? Bobby said, I don't care.
Is it the narrator?
Yes.
Okay.
God, dude, you're gonna get all these now. Okay, you're 4 for 4. I knew you would do good on this.
Because I was also thinking like internal dialogue, but that's not the person. That's just
Yeah, I think what I said is yourself. I don't know.
Okay, the narrator.
Last one.
Okay,
What is the southernmost continent?
Antarctica.
Yes. I thought Antarctica was up top.
No, that's the Arctic Circle.
It's down. Dude,
Yeah.
you got all 5. You just won
All
$20
right, Bobby.
from Bobby.
Bobby, you owe me $20.
Hey up!
Yeah, you won fantasy football league, but hey,
You're gonna get that money back eventually.
wait, Bobby, did Bobby know all of these? Like, I want to know what Bobby's record was.
That's a good question. I didn't ask. But Bobby, he tagged me in the photo, or not in the photo, in the actual video on Facebook. So Bobby, either drop that link or tag Miho in it so he can watch. Nile got them all right too. That's what's up. You guys need to watch the video though, because some of the answers that people were given, Clay Dub. I am. I never, in my defense, I never claimed to be smart. But some people were like, 0 degrees for like. Yeah, I got the 2
I don't know what
ones.
I don't know what is in Celsius. I think it's like -16 Celsius. If I'm no,
I think someone did give like a Celsius answer. He said, "Send me your Venmo. I'll get it back from fantasy football."
I saw one. I saw one on TikTok that was like it got increasingly harder, and there were like one of them was who was the second person to walk on the moon?
Buzz Aldridge.
Yeah.
I don't know why I know that.
Buzz Aldrin.
Aldrin.
Yeah, that's the street I live on. Buzz Aldrin.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I forgot to tell you. Thursday night we did our date night, and we went to this pizza place. Didn't even know. So like we got there at 7, and trivia was starting at 7. We didn't even know trivia was going to be there. And they're like, "Do you guys want to play? Like, you can win. Like first got like $100 gift card, second, so on." And so like we're like, "Yeah, why not?" And so we like go in there and like we're doing it and everything. And after the first like round, like halftime or whatever, we were in literally last place. But then at the end of it, we were 3rd from last. So, dude, one of the questions that I got,
out of how many people? Like how many tables?
There were like 12 teams playing.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun. I think we're gonna go back next Thursday.
Yeah, I want to do those.
I hadn't played trivia in so long.
I love trivia. You know who was notorious for that? And I didn't know. And when we were leaving Portland, she was like, "Oh yeah, we go all the time." And I was like, "What?" Kelsey.
Oh, she plays a lot of trivia?
Yeah, with her friends. And she's like, "Oh yeah, we got our sports guy on our team. We have an history person, and we go as a group, and there's like 5 of us, and we all have different things that we know. So when we're playing, like we're like, hey, Jason, blah, blah, blah. We're like, hey, Amanda, what's the..." And I was like, that's kind of genius.
Dude, and the table that won, you like whenever they called him out, I was looking at the table and that's what it was. It was like, if you would have looked at all those people, you'd have been like, you guys do not look like you're all friends. Because there was like one, you could tell there was one person that knew something from wherever the question was going to be.
Dude, I need to find a bar that does that because you know me, I love trivia.
Dude, it was so much fun. One of the questions that I got right instantly, because like, you know, like you see people go turn their stuff in like super fast, you know. The question was who was the voice of Simba in the 2019 remake of The Lion King? And I was like, Donald Glover. And then in parentheses, I put Childish Gambino. I was like, yes, I know this one.
Do you know the original one?
One of the Thomas boys, Zachary Taylor Thomas, Tyler Taylor Thomas, something like that.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas was a kid.
So was it him? It was one of the dudes off of Home Improvement. Yeah,
he played Simba as a kid, but not as the adult. Now I'm blanking on who the adult. He was the... Oh my God.
Excuse me.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Sick. I'm smart.
Good episode. You are smart. But dude, I know that you're like really good with geography and stuff like that. So I knew that since that was geography heavy.
Matthew Broderick. Damn.
Matthew Broderick. I knew that you were gonna get those.
Yeah, I was gonna say Michael J. Fox, but he did a different Disney character. Oh, he did. Did you ever watch Atlantis, the Disney movie? Oh,
I know what you're talking about, but it's not one of the Disney movies that I.
Dude, underrated Disney movie. Everyone needs to watch Atlantis. It's not a musical. There's no singing. It is one of the best, and nobody ever talks about it. Michael J. Fox plays Milo Thatch, and it is an amazing Disney movie.
I don't know. It just never looked.
And if we're talking about Disney princesses, one of the hottest Disney princesses in the movie.
You're a creep, dude.
That's a little weird. Yeah, I know, but
creep mode.
But it was, yeah, geography is definitely like my strongest suit of like knowledge.
Yeah, you know where, like, if you were to show me like an empty map, maybe we do that next episode, and we can all have a laugh at my expense. We'll have an empty world map, and we'll see how many of the countries.
Oh no, I would fail so quick.
You would do way better than I would.
Yeah, I feel like
I know what all the big ones are.
Yeah,
I can name all the big ones.
Yeah, when you get to like Africa, I'm just like, oh shit.
Yeah, because there's a lot of,
and then there's like all the stands, right? Kazakhstan, all those like Eastern European, like Soviet Union countries. I'm like, yo, there's like 20.
I feel like there's a lot of tans.
Yeah,
there's a lot of tans.
Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, all those stands. Yeah,
yeah.
But even the map of the U.S., like I'm good until we get to like the Northeast. I'm like, I don't know.
Maybe that's where we start. We'll do a map of just the U.S.
Okay.
You bet your ass I'm gonna be studying.
Oh, dude.
I'm gonna be studying for a week. Because
50, you gotta know. Yeah, once we get to like Northeast, I don't know what the hell is Maine and Rhode Island and Connecticut and New Hampshire. I'm like, oh, these are all.
Yeah, we'll work our way from west to east.
Yeah. I think we did this before, like early on, like episode.
Did we?
I think so. Long time, like early episodes.
Okay. And we'll have Bobby, because we're gonna be looking at a blank map, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we'll find one that's numbered, because that has to exist somewhere. And then we'll have Bobby on the back end.
We need Bobby on here though, like to be on real time. He can't be 5 minutes behind. Or whatever.
Right. That's what I'm saying. We'll have him on the back end, and he'll either tell us yes or no.
Got you. Okay. You'll be in the little box down here. Be like,
yeah. No, we can have him on, because you can have up to like 10 people on here, I think.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll do next week. That'll be fun.
All
right. Huggy, Nyla. Who was the other person that checked in that we don't know? Lewis. Is that? I'm looking right now. Lewis Mackey. Thanks for checking in, Bobby.
Okay.
We'll be back next week. We're going to test our U.S. history, or not U.S. history, our U.S. states, and see if we can, how many we can get.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys next week. Have a good weekend. Drink water.